Weird act of God shit.
Yeah, exactly. I heard you say active God.
Weird active God shit. Yeah, down there in the Bible Belt, God is so active in that area.
It's true. It's true. Look at God. Look at active God.
Look at active God. Look at him in fear and weep. Welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculously excited grown-ups. I'm Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hello, Hannah. Hello, Ben.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the podcast.
My dog's being really loud mouth noises over here.
I can't hear him.
I think you'll be able to hear it on the recording. I really do. I really do.
I hope that everyone can hear him.
If you hear uncomfortable mouth noises, it's not me, it's Henry. Go lay down. Go lay down, I love you. Go lay down.
What was my other upfront thing? Okay, cool. Well, we're the podcast, and we're talking about stuff. And I want to talk about KD.
We're the podcast. Welcome to us.
Welcome to us now.
We're the podcast. So, let's see. Let's do what are we drinking? And then I got so many upfronts. I'm so excited. Erin, what are you drinking?
Oh, nice. I've got ice water and I've got hot coffee. Hot coffee. I woke up pretty much close to when we started recording and made a fresh hot cup of joe.
And then I also heard you have an iced latte coming later.
Yeah, Molly's out running errands, her little Saturday morning hardware store, etc. And then she's bringing me home an iced latte.
And what candle are you eating?
No candles. I'm burning responsibly. This is kind of my probation period because I set off the fire alarm last podcast. So if I manage to continue burning this candle today, which is of course Headless Horseman, Happy Halloween, then I can continue to burn podcast candles. My own rule. This is my own rule.
You're on probation with yourself.
Yeah, if I cannot fuck with the matches and set off the fire alarm, then I can continue burning candle.
Yeah, Erin was before we started recording was like blaming the candle, but like we all saw her burning down matches with her
especially
bare
because
hands.
you've used that exact candle like multiple times before and it hasn't set it off.
Well, I'm not convinced. Okay, the evidence is not conclusive. Okay.
Cool. Ben, right? Ben?
Yeah,
Ben. What are you drinking?
Is your name Ben?
Yeah, I'm Ben. Nice to meet you.
Is it Bench?
I'm the podcast, and I have ice water.
Beautiful.
Two of them.
This one, the ice melted. You know how it is. That's what ice do.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about every time that I walk into a room and both of the cats are in it, I yell, 2 of them! Did I get that from somewhere? Or did I
don't know. I like that.
I like that.
It's nice. I like it. I have an exciting drink. It's water, cold water with a spoon in it. And let me tell you why.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to make Emergen-C.
Oh.
Vitamin Pod, and I'm going to talk everybody through the best way to make Emergen-C. How about that?
Wow, okay.
It's a tutorial right up top.
Okay, I'm fascinated to see what I could possibly learn about making Emergen-C.
Okay, the first thing is the amount of water is really important to a delicious drink of Emergen-C.
Could you please update everybody what Emergen-C is on the off chance they don't know?
Oh, okay. Emergen-C is this is actually Emergen-C Immune Plus with vitamin D. It calls itself a dietary supplement. It's a flavored fizzy drink mix. Basically, it's just like a vitamin C drink. And as much as we know that, like, vitamin C being good for your immune system is kind of junk science, the super orange flavor of Emergen-C is truly delicious, and it takes water and makes it fizzy and tasty. And so I still drink it a fair amount. Not too much, because I think if you have too much vitamin C in a day, you'll like totally get the shits. So I tend to have like one a day at most. But because it is like more vitamin C than your body needs, technically. Let me see.
Like a lot more.
It's 1,667% the daily value of vitamin C that your body needs. So really, you only need one.
That's funny because I think the non-immune plus version is just 1,000%, which means the immune plus version I think is just they add more vitamin C.
Yeah,
wow.
And the vitamin D might be an addition for the immune plus,
probably.
Which actually is, I think, supposed to be good for your immune system.
I kind of shot myself in the foot with the old Emergen-C because I would only drink it when I had a cold, and now the taste makes me think that I'm sick. Like, I have that association pretty baked in, so that's kind of a bummer for me.
Okay, so let me tell you my recipe for Emergen-C. Okay. So you have to have less water than a full glass. Like, I would say, like, maybe a cup, like a measurement cup of water, or maybe even a little bit less. I don't know how much you guys think that is. It's like this much or less. Like I have this normal sized glass about 3/4 full.
I think it's that much or less. That's how much I think it is.
You should have less water than you would.
I think they say on the packet to use 8 ounces, which I believe is a cup.
Yeah.
Oh, then I would say use less than they say to use. So just it needs to be super concentrated to be delicious. It's like one of the main things.
Pour some water in a cup and make it less. And then make it less.
And then make it less. Drink like half of it and then put the Emergen-C in it, basically, is my instruction. And then you put in the powder, and it's like you're doing a witchcraft because there's like bubbles and steam and stuff. And you stir it up. And then the really important part is that you chug it. And it makes your body feel good.
So you do it because it tastes good, but then you chug it?
Yeah, because it makes your body feel good.
Because it makes your body feel good. Okay, I forgot that part.
Wow. How's your body feel?
How's your body?
It went up my nose.
Wow.
And
this is how you optimally enjoy Emergen-C.
Yeah, make sure some gets up your nose a little bit, not too much. You only want like 100% of your daily value going up your nose out of 1,000. So that's 10% of less than a cup of water.
She was trying to do it more.
How's your body?
Oh, it feels great. Just gives you like this rush. I can't explain it.
Do you think it's just drinking, like hydrating? Do you think you're dehydrated?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Maybe. I don't know. I've had like a glass of water today, but I only got up a little while ago. So who knows? Oh my God. She really did do that.
What a rush.
For the listener, just in case it wasn't clear, because I don't know what the audio sounds like, I got about halfway through chugging and Erin made me laugh, and so that's what all those noises were, was me laughing and almost getting Emergen-C to come out my nose from laughing, but it didn't. I think it's okay now.
How come our body work like that, where things can just like go from our mouth to our nose so easily?
Yeah, that's fucking fucked up. It's like, laughing is good. It's going to make you feel good and endorphins. You must not laugh when you're drinking anything, or else something terrible will happen.
You could die from this.
Ben, what are you drinking?
I already did that.
No, I was the last one? Oh, okay, great.
Cool. No!
Yeah.
I thought she was disagreeing with you.
Okay. Folks, can we talk about the new KDA video and KDA in general? I don't know if we have on this podcast before.
I have not watched. I don't know anything about this.
It's good. It's good.
Ben, can you explain the origin of... Is KDA the entire group, like they're all playable characters in League of Legends? Yes. Is that what's up? Okay.
They're all like I mean, basically the group formed as a way to advertise, like, all of those outfits they're wearing are like playable skins in the game that you can use on those champions also. And the new so they're called KDA whatever the champion is, and then they released a new set of KDA skins for all those same champions called KDA All Out.
And they're like supposed to be like a K-pop. They were always supposed to be like a K-pop group.
Yeah,
sort of. Okay.
And they have a new member.
So wait, is this a real life band or like a in-game band?
They are.
Please catch me up.
They're not for real. They don't exist in the game except in the skins either. They just sort of exist in the world of Riot advertising.
I find the whole League of Legends, like, all the media around League of Legends is so cool, and the lore and like the game itself makes no sense to me at all, and feels like it has no connection to the stuff around it. But
that
like KDA
is pretty
itself, true. Okay, the KDA itself, the band with the name KDA, is entirely an invention of League of Legends. Yes. But the musicians who perform the songs are actual, like, popular musicians.
And I think it's like, well, actually, it's changed between this iteration of KDA and the last. They're different musicians, some of them, but like, I think it's like two people from a K-pop group, and then two American or Canadian singers, and then also one of the singers. So the new person they added, I didn't notice this actually until my friend pointed out. She sings in Chinese in the latest video, which I didn't realize, and which makes a lot of sense because part of this, like, the reason their new stuff's coming out now is because it's like during the League of Legends World Championships, which actually the finals happened today, and like KDA did one of those live performances where they're like holograms.
Oh wow!
Which they've done before, and they released that new song, and Worlds is happening in China this year. So, and also China has like a massive fucking player base for League. It's like the biggest, so it made sense they added some Chinese to their music instead of just Korean and English.
So, Erin, you've not seen Pop Stars or the new one, More?
More. No. I don't. I saw that there was chatter about it in Nerd Talk in the Slack channel, but I didn't watch any of these videos.
I don't know
home, which is why the dogs are barking.
Oh, okay. I don't know if we want to have like a watch along right now, since it's not a full-on obsession, but I'm going to send them to you, and I'll put links in the description. And I just wanted to say these songs are so fun. They get stuck in my head constantly. They basically have like 3 songs out now as KDA. The first one was Pop Stars, which came out in 2019, and
18.
The video for some reason shows upload in 2019. Okay, but that makes more sense. The song and the video came out in 2018.
Believe so.
Because that's a re-upload. Oh, sneaky. I'm gonna take that link back and send you the official.
Yeah, you can really hear Henry barking in the background now.
Yeah, whatever.
He's barking at the other person who lives in this house. Who's just gotten home. Like growling.
I am gonna send you whatever link Kylie did. Okay, so there is the original Pop Stars, is the name of the song, Pop/Stars, which I loved everything about it. The video, the song. It's actually also available as like a bonus song in Beat Saber, and I play it all the time in Beat Saber. Love it. And then the new video that just came out is for a song called More. I didn't like the video as much the first time I watched it. I agree with Ben. It's better as you continue to watch it more and more. And the song, listening to the song on its own, I really loved it. I think maybe like they do a cool thing where they switch back and forth in the middle of lines. Like in all their songs, they'll switch back and forth between Korean and English, or I guess sometimes Chinese and English. And in the More video, in the subtitles, they actually show they show the Korean characters and they show then the English words, but underneath the Korean characters, they also show what it means in English. So you can like follow what they're saying. But I think trying to read those subtitles and follow what they were saying and also listen to the music and also catch the visuals all at once in my first watch was like very overwhelming. And it just wasn't like, it didn't make for a good experience for me the first time. So that was a lot of the problem. But like, More is a very good song, and then Kylie introduced me to The Baddest, which is another song they don't have an official like animated video for, but it's great. It's just
but
so
they
good.
do have a choreography video for it that's also really
which is
good.
Great.
And
yeah.
they released one of those for pop stars also. That was like just the human dancers that they used like to model on the animated dancers. That's also awesome. Really good.
I've been watching this pop stars video while you've been talking. It's dope.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so awesome.
The styles in here are so cool. Like the fashion, I guess.
So I've been listening. So I started doing this thing where I'm trying to get up like earlier than I actually need to get to work on time. Because like nowadays getting to work on time means like I'm waking up like a half hour before I start work, which is like not, it's just like
hard same.
Yeah. So yesterday morning I woke up, not as early as I meant to, but early enough that I was able to like pop in my headphones and have like a little dance party with myself and the cats in the living room to these songs. Nice. Just kind of like get the blood pumping before the day started. And it was really nice. And I want to
prime the brain with something other than talking to your coworkers for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. So it was nice. I would recommend that. And I would recommend doing it with these songs or whatever songs make you feel like moving around.
Love it.
All right. So I sent all three of them.
Cool. I'll get into those.
We should also talk about the new member of KDA, because I don't forget if I told you about that whole thing.
I don't think so.
She's called Seraphine, and she actually just came out, but she's been rumored for a while because I think in like April or May, Riot just very quietly made this Twitter account that was, it wasn't verified at the time. It had very few followers. It's sarah.wav for people interested. And like didn't announce anything about it, but then, and she just like posted like she was a real person, but then like all the pictures, like a lot of the pictures are like her in like a real environment, but she's like very obviously drawn. And people were pointing out right away that like is very similar to this League of Legends art style, and that she like mentioned that she plays League, and then like it slowly became like she's a musician, and then they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna collab with K-Day." Like it grew, but it started as just like this little thing that, and I don't think they've ever actually officially talked about it, but it's like basically how she was introduced to the community, which I think was really fascinating.
But then the game is like, it's just not like this game looks like I would like it based on all the media surrounding it. And then I watch gameplay and I'm like, this is not me at all. Like all these little models running around doing explosions on each other.
Doing splodies
on each other. I'm not into it. I did want to say happy Halloween, although it's already a day past by the time people are hearing this, because we're recording it on Halloween. Woo!
Happy Halloween to Como, especially. It's his day.
Happy Halloween.
Black Cat Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're recording this on Halloween because we've been doing Saturdays since Wasmanu, and Wasmanu is over after today. It's over for me as of 2 days ago, but shout out to an amazing Wasmanu. I had a great time with it.
It was so fun. I'm glad we did it. I feel like now I am so like, so I said this in Slack, but I feel like a big part of what the pandemic has taken away from everybody, even people who haven't been like directly affected by the virus, is like having things to look forward to in your life. Like people had to cancel weddings and vacations, and like a lot of people haven't rescheduled those things, or they've been continuing to push them as the prognosis just gets further and further out of like, you know, when the virus won't be directly affecting us. I hesitate to say going back to normal, because I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but it was nice because it gave me, and I think several of us in the family, like something to look forward to every day, or if not every day, at least like everybody had movie nights that they were looking forward to. So they would be like, oh, I can't wait until we get to Midsommar. Or I know like Dominic was looking forward to Hereditary. I was looking forward to Hereditary, and I actually really liked it, although it was very scary and graphic.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling Hocus Pocus is going to be a disappointment tonight, which actually brings me to another upfront that I have, which is Erin and I have officially decided we're going to go forward with a test episode of a new podcast called Is It? With a question mark. And Ben never answered us about whether he wants to be in on that, but you can if you want.
Put you on the spot, Ben. Are you in or out? Yeah, we sure did. We said we could do it as a WayTooBroad if you were interested.
Like
in our WayTooBroad Slack channel.
I have no memory of that.
I think she even tagged you, Ben.
That's really funny. No, you guys do it.
All right.
Okay.
So the first episode we're gonna do is Bring It On, and it's gonna come out like in a few weeks as our like Thanksgiving episode to allow us to have Thanksgiving off. So we'll pre-record it, even though we're not really doing much for Thanksgiving this year, obviously. So it's going to be like, we'll have like a pre-watch recording session where we'll talk about what we think we liked about it. So the point of Is It, if you didn't listen to that episode, is that we're going to be watching movies that we remember as being really great or funny or good, but we haven't watched them in a really long time to see if they hold up at all. So we'll do a pre-watch recording and a post-watch recording, and we'll all both individually take notes as well, and maybe take some audio recordings while we're watching of ourselves reacting that we can like pop in there and just see. We'll just see what holds up and what doesn't. Is the goal.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. You all have those experiences where you're like, oh, I love that movie. Hold on, does that hold up?
Mm-hmm.
It's been so much lately. I think last when you really brought it out because there were so many movies that were like, just even if they weren't terrible, they just were nowhere near as good as we remembered. I don't. It's like part of growing up, or
you know what was great?
What?
Alien. I really enjoyed that movie a lot.
Yeah, Alien was really good.
I enjoyed it. I thought the pacing was a little slow. Just maybe compared to movies today. It was a lot of like looking and walking.
I liked that because it wasn't. I liked how you only saw the whole thing, like the whole Alien, like fucking 4 times or something. It just like made the whole thing so tense and exciting.
The visual effects were definitely cool as far as like the aliens go, and that sort of like thing that they walk into and that big alien, from the beginning.
There definitely is a distinct. I don't know when this moment happened in scary movies, but there definitely. In like the older movies we watched, I tended to find the pacing more weird, and I think that was maybe just the way it used to be. Was like there was a lot more time spent on background and build up before you got down to the nitty gritty, and it's not what we're used to anymore. That I feel like might be another thing that we realize is like that like movie making itself has changed in different ways over time.
Yeah.
So should be interesting. But yeah, Alien I liked a lot.
Thought of another candidate name for this podcast spinoff. It could also be called Hold Up.
Hold Up. The movie where we try to ruin our favorite... The podcast where we try to ruin
We're making a movie now.
Movies. So, but that reminds me, if people have ideas for movies, like movies that they have very warm feelings and memories about, but that maybe are a few years old now and you haven't watched in a while, movies that you've found yourself wondering, is it actually good? Or hold up, is it actually good?
Hold up, does it hold up?
Oh,
then let us know.
I didn't even pick up on that sort of double thing going on. That is a good name.
Oh, that is a good name. Hold up. Does it hold up? I like that.
Your bro's just been like, yeah, good.
I have to say, like, I came to that your idea expecting a pun, and then I didn't think I had gotten one, and I was a little bit like, But then, yeah, it was.
You were like,
so
hold up.
Hold up.
It was the whole time.
I should have examined it further. So yeah, send us suggestions if you have them. I'm making a little list. We'll see how it goes.
Meet Joe Black could be on there. I did rewatch it recently, and I do love it, but I can identify things that are not great with it, so.
Yeah. I feel like there's also like a spectrum, kind of. Like, there are movies that I rewatch and I'm like, wow, this is garbage. And then there are movies that I rewatch and I'm like, this is garbage, but I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. I have another little upfront thing for people.
What's up?
Have either of you heard of Blaseball?
No.
No?
Blaseball?
Blaseball.
Weirdly, that does sound familiar.
I had seen a lot of tweets about it recently, and I had thought that for a while that people were talking about Blurns Ball, which is from Futurama. But they're not. So I'm thinking probably we'll bring this as an obsession at some point, but I wanted to introduce it to you guys and our listeners early because it's really fun to deep dive into. And they're actually taking what they call a siesta this week, which means they're not playing Blaseball during this coming week. So it's a good week to try to catch up on. There's been, I think, 11 seasons so far. A season is a week long, and it's a simulated virtual, like online, like basically baseball league. And you bet on it with like fake money, but also, you can use your winnings as you win bets from the fake money to issue things called blessings and decrees, which can actually change the rules and a lot of things about the nature of the game. It's basically an alternate like reality game, or it's like an alternate universe like baseball league thing. And so like things have gotten ever since at the end of the first season, they opened the forbidden book as one of their decrees, which is forbidden, but they did it anyway. And ever since then, things have been really weird and fucked up in Blaseball land. Like there's this giant peanut that shows up and like shells certain players, and there's like this squid that showed up, and like it's wild. It's essentially just like an idle browser game that you can just bet on like in between meetings. But then at the end of the week, like on Saturday, they do the blessings and decrees, and on Sunday, some wild shit happens. And then also during the games, it's all just like text updates. Each game is an hour long, and you just get text updates of what's going on. But like based on weather conditions, sometimes like players can switch teams in the middle of the game, or eat peanuts, which can either make them, if it's peanut weather, some of them can eat peanuts and they'll either get like better for it, or they're allergic and they'll get worse. Or sometimes, ever since the forbidden book was opened, the umpires have gone rogue, and so sometimes they just incinerate players in the middle of games randomly. Wow. So it's and it all happens via text on this website called blaseball.com, and there's also a Discord, which I'll probably also join. So I only learned about it yesterday, and I'm still digging in on it, but I just want to like suggest that other people maybe take the dive with me if you have some extra time.
So like the blessings and decrees affect the rules of Blaseball for everyone that's playing?
Yeah, well, the actual humans that are watching the games are not ever really playing. The players are all like the players and the teams. It's like when you're betting on regular baseball, they're doing what they're doing, and you're just watching. Mm-hmm. But yes, it affects the rules for those players in those games that you're betting on and watching.
But I mean, who makes the blessings and decrees?
I'm gonna just direct you to this video that I posted when you have some time. I just think this kid's really funny, and then I'll send you a couple other videos that like summarize the season so far. But so this game was built by, let me see what the name of the developers are. I always forget.
Can you guys hear that?
No, what?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Molly's leaf blowing. And I'm trying to get her attention.
She can't get enough of it.
It's so loud. But it's so loud that she can't see me, or she's got her little earbuds in. Oh man. I'm gonna call her real quick. I just can't have this.
Oh, the group that made it is called the Game Band. and they're like actual game developers. So they write the decrees, and I think they pretty much write all the stuff, all the updates and everything. But the blessings, it's like you can put money in to, not money, but you can put coins in that you win to make it more likely that your team will get a blessing, but it's still a lottery. So it's like it's like you're putting raffle tickets in for your team, essentially.
Hey, babe, it's so loud, it's coming through in the podcast, like real loud. I'm sorry. I texted you. I can't hear on the phone because all I hear is the leaf blower.
I know. Did she pick up the phone with the leaf blower going?
Yeah, it's kind of like humming. She's still going. Maybe she's going far away.
She's just going far away.
She's just living her bliss.
She loves to leaf blow. We need it. Our huge driveway gets a lot of leaves, but she just upgraded to one of the backpack ones.
Yeah,
that's very powerful. And boy, it's loud. There she goes. She's off going down.
That was awesome.
She loves it. Shout out to Molly.
I love that follow up to how we talked about her getting the new leaf blower last week or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
She flipping loves that thing. All right.
So
sorry, everybody.
That's okay. So I'm not gonna. Oh wow, it's a new era. It was the discipline era in Blaseball from season 2 to 11, and it looks like now it's the peace and prosperity era. How about that?
This is so up your alley.
Yeah.
So when can you watch the Blaseball games?
You can watch them, but it's like it's not like a video. It's like you can have every game a season is a week long. It's 5 days long, and every game takes an hour to play, and there's 99 games in a season. So they run all day throughout the week, and you can just watch them all with text updates of what's happening if you want to.
How are they happening? How are they being generated? Is someone writing them, or is a computer generating them?
I think someone's writing them, but I don't actually know. It's possible that a computer's generating the actual games. I'm not sure about that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it just seems really fun. I'm excited to dig into it.
Yeah.
More. So, and it's funny because all the teams, so there's 20 or 30 teams, I don't remember, and they all used to be named after real places, but because of events that have taken place during the games, or during the seasons, I mean, some of them are now, the Hellmouth Sunbeams is a team, that used to be a place, and then a Hellmouth opened up in that place, I think because of the Forbidden Book, and so now that's what they're named after. The Unlimited Tacos was because of an alternate universe thing that happened in Los Angeles, so they used to be the LA Tacos, but now they're the Unlimited Tacos because there's unlimited cities piled on top of Los Angeles in this universe.
Wow.
So it's just fun, and it seems like a lot, but there's so little of it that you have to actually understand in order to play along. So, but it's also fun to learn about.
Wow.
So I'm gonna send
so intrigued and so deeply confused.
Yeah, that's about it. Oh, there was this. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore because I think I'm gonna probably bring it as an obsession once, after I've played a season, so maybe in a couple of weeks, because they've taken this week off. I might bring it as an obsession. So if people want to play along with season 12 with me, that would be very fun. Cool. Consider it. Okay, so do I have another upfront thing? No, that's all my upfront things. Anybody else?
Cool.
Upfronts. Excuse me.
Fuck no.
No. The leaf blowing is still happening.
I can't hear it.
Okay.
Anymore.
I know it's going to be on the recording really loudly.
Erin, what's your obsession?
Hello. I'm going to make this short. I don't have a unique obsession. The two things that have been bringing me joy this week are things that we have already talked about. So, one thing I loved about Wasamunu too that I wanted to mention was it gave a really nice structure to my day. I had kind of been in this loop where I kind of like work a little longer than I want to, which makes me like, when it's my workout time, that goes a little longer than I want to, which puts dinner a little later than I want to, and et cetera, et cetera. So a nice thing about Wasamunu is like 7:30 is like a hard deadline. We're starting the movie at 7:30 more or less. We did a pretty good job of like doing that. Mm-hmm. And so like that means I have to like stop work at 5, get my exercise, do like dinner, that sort of then, and like that was really nice. And then the movie was over at like 8:39, which gave me a nice couple of hours to have to myself. So the two things I've been really into are Hollow Knight. I've been super into that, which we talked about in episode 92. Open forever, no pressure. Ben talked about that as his obsession. Loving that. That was a slow start for me. I didn't really know I guess I knew what to expect from you, but like it felt really small at first. Like I wasn't really sure what to do or like what I was supposed to do. I guess most games are like that, but it's now like huge. I got a long list of things I gotta check out and do. And it's super fun. I really like it. It's really hard, which I think you do mention, but it's super fun. So I'm loving that. I've been playing that. And then what I do, so I play that like during Wasamunu and a little bit after. And then what I do is I get ready for bed and then I watch, there's this like 8-hour ZFG randomizer video that I've been watching in its entirety. And it's just like so good and soothing and I love it. And I'm such a nerd. The other day I was lying in bed watching it. I watched that till I fall asleep. And, which I talked about in episode, where did it go? 112, the Painter Paint songs. The other day, like, it was like a 1 8-hour session, but I've been watching it in small chunks. He got, like, one of the tunics he got was this, like, lilac color, and it surprised me so much, surprised and delighted me that out loud I was like, ooh! Molly was laughing at me. So anyway, those have been like the two things I've been into. I've been reading a book too. It's been a little slow, so I haven't been like enthralled with it. But that's all I got. I don't really have any new things I've been exploring at all, other than those things. So
how far are you in Hollow Knight?
Oh, Hannah is showing me that she got. I will answer your question in a moment. Hannah's showing me that she has purchased Ash. Have we started it yet?
No, I just got it like right before we started recording. I received it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. How far am I at Hollow Knight? I don't know how to answer that question.
What bosses have you beaten?
Yeah, well, I've explored.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of. Well, I don't know. I've battled. What's her name? Hornet? Mm-hmm. Wasp?
Hornet.
Once. Hornet. I've battled her once, and I have, like, gone to the fungi place, I've gone to Queen's Crossing, I've gone to another place. I don't know, I've gotten a bunch of new charms, gotten more charm notches. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I fucking love that game. Know. I kind of want to play it again.
It seems like there's a lot more to it.
It's a big
game. It seems big. Yeah, it seems big. Like, it seems like I'll be at it for a while.
Yeah. For sure. There's a sequel coming out at some point where you play as Hornet.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm going to get Spiritfarer.
Oh, cool. Right now?
Yeah. Kylie keeps telling me that I would like that.
What's that? Is that a game?
Yeah.
It's a game. It's a cool game. Kylie just beat it the other day.
I brought my...
Why are you getting it right now?
Because...
Hold on. I almost brought my Switch in because I thought Ben might ask me how far, and now I need to know. This door is stuck. I'm stuck.
I'm doing it right now because I actually had intended to do it yesterday, but when I went to grab my... So I'd been waiting... This is like the... Hey there. There it is.
Pretty.
So cute. So I had actually forgotten right at the beginning of quarantine. I bought a Switch Lite. I bought it so that Ian and I could play Fortnite together, basically, which we did for a while, but then I kind of like stopped playing, and I prefer watching him now because I don't. The new season is like all superhero themed, and I'm just like not that into it. The last season was spy themed, and that was fun. But anyway, I forgot I owned this until until like yesterday, so it was dead when I went to go buy
helpful,
Squid.
Ben?
I see green path. What's the lower one called? Fungus something?
Yeah, fungal waste.
Fungal waste, that's right.
And I've also been to this one. It's like, but I don't have a map for it yet. It's like where all the jellyfish
Queen's, whatever.
Queen's
Garden?
Crossing.
Garden?
Queen's Garden, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's how far.
I did it.
You got so much more to explore. I'm excited for you.
Oh, yay. Great.
Well, awesome.
Yeah, that's all for me. That's all I got.
We're
Should I
100%
buy a Spear
Switch
Fair right
owning
now?
podcast now.
Should I get it right now? Spear Fair? Should I buy it right now?
If you want,
Yeah, we should all buy it right now.
Should I get it right now?
I can tell you if I like it first, if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been nice to like have vouched for games to
Yeah.
jump into. I think, especially like I have trouble starting things, and if I know that they're going to be good, it's easier to keep going and get into them. I feel like most people are probably like that, actually. You like a recommendation.
Yeah. Word of mouth is the most powerful, etc. So
Exactly. Word of mouth is the most powerful,
etc.
Cool. Well, that sounds.
I actually brought Molly on this pod to. She's talking about her leaf blower obsession.
I still don't hear it right now, so
Okay.
don't worry about it too much.
Okay. Well, it'll be on the audio.
Okay.
I see it.
Who, Ben, Erin, are you? So your obsession basically is Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight
And ZFG.
again. ZFG plays randomizer.
Yes, randomizer.
Zufga.
Cool. And a nice routine. And a nice evening routine.
And a nice evening routine, which hopefully I can keep up even if we're not doing Wasmanu anymore.
Give yourself something to do at 7:30.
Right.
It really needs some external... It needs some external accountability, though. Because,
Yeah.
if you miss a 7:30 start for Wasmanu, you are behind for the rest of the night with everybody
And that
else that's watching.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah.
So, well, that's okay. We'll have more, watch parties and stuff coming. Maybe not daily,
Yeah.
but they'll be
Yeah,
coming.
it'd be good to keep it in shape. Keep my night routine in shape.
Yeah. Well, cool. Those are very good obsessions. I like them.
Thanks.
Ben, what you got?
I have a video game.
Oh,
A video James.
Video James.
It's one that I stole from Kylie again. Although, she has... Okay, there's this whole thing where she gets really mad if I don't play games she recommends to me. But then, she gives me shit for stealing games of my obsessions that she recommends to me. So it's make up your fucking mind.
He can't win, Ben.
Oh, I know what it is.
You always give her credit, though.
Yeah, you do
that's
now.
true.
Yeah.
She just calls me unoriginal. But anyway. She's messaging me question marks. Whatever. My obsession is Hades.
Yeah.
Oh. If it's any consolation, did she steal that from Maddie? I feel like Maddie really championed
No,
it.
she was already...
Okay.
She actually... she said, sorry, I want to share games I like with you. Won't do it again.
Wow. That's not the point.
Yeah, Maddie's really into it too. Kylie has wanted to play it for a while, but she wanted to finish Spiritfarer first, so she didn't play it for a couple weeks after it came out. And then she got me into it, and I've actually been playing a little more than her lately. it's made by Supergiant Games, who previously made Bastion and Transistor, which are both and Pyre, which I never played, but Bastion and Transistor are both really good games. Mm-hmm. And it's a different style for them because it's a roguelike, which basically means like it's like a dungeon crawler, and all of the rooms you go in are procedurally generated, so it's not the same path every time. And if you die, you just go back to the beginning. And the setting is you're in hell, basically, because you play as the son of Hades, Zagreus, and you're trying to get out of the underworld to go be with your family in Mount Olympus, like the rest of the gods. So it's cool. Like
Zachary.
Is that? Did you really need to say that?
Yeah,
really felt the need to interject there.
Yeah, I wanted to say it earlier.
Zachary.
I couldn't. I held it in for as long as I could.
Wow. Oh, I'm so glad we stopped there so you could say Zachary. What a worthwhile joke.
Good one.
Thanks. Go on.
So you play as Zachary?
You play as Zagreus.
Zachary.
Wow. And the gods of Olympus are like trying to help you get out, and so they give you what are called boons, which are like little upgrade powers to help you while you fight. But when you die, you lose all of them, and you get like new boons each time, which is really fun because you can also start each run with like you have a choice of like different weapons within the House of Hades you can pick from to take with you. And so it's really cool because you get to like try kind of different builds of like what kind of boons you take, and it like depending on what ones you previously got and what weapon you have, it like affects the ones you'll take in the future. And all of the boss fights have been really fun, and it's definitely really fucking hard. I don't know how many like different areas you go through, but I've only completed 2. Like I've gotten through 2 boss fights, and I've died on the 3rd boss fight like a few times, and then had multiple attempts where I just died on the 1st boss fight because it's also really hard.
So the boss fights are always the same? Is like the room always the same in the boss fight?
Yeah. Although that's actually not totally true, but it's kind of spoilers. But you like meet as part of it, you like meet obviously all the gods of Olympus, and you also meet like a bunch of other characters in Greek mythology, like within either the underworld or within the House of Hades itself. Like Achilles is a character in the game, and Nyx, who is like, she's called Night Incarnate. I don't know if she's an actual Greek mythology figure, but she's like your adopted mother. You meet like the Fury sisters and Sisyphus and Orpheus and Eurydice. A lot of really cool. Oh, and Eurydice's design is awesome. She has like a tree afro.
Oh, I've seen
That's
her.
really cool. That. The design of all of the gods actually is really cool. They're all like they're not just all like white, which is really great because and that was like a very personal decision by Supergiant because they were like, I don't feel like it makes sense that like there's no reason that the Greek gods had to be white, because like if they're supposedly the gods of like the entire world, why wouldn't they look like the people of the entire world? Which is really cool. And yeah, the character design, the music is all really great, and the combat's really fun. It's just a good game. And it's nice that it doesn't feel like because the boons are different every time you go through and you can like play with different weapons, it doesn't feel like incredibly repetitive like a roguelike can. And also it's like such a perfect setting for it to be a roguelike, because like you literally die and like you go back to the House of Hades where like everyone that dies goes when they die, but it's like the house you grew up in. Kind of. It's like, which is kind of cool. And like Hades purposely like talks about how he purposely made the underworld so that like the chambers shift and everything and changes different every time you go through, so that people can't escape the underworld. So like there's like in-game explanations for why the levels are procedurally generated too, which I think is really neat.
That is neat.
That's cool.
Why are people trying to help Zachary escape?
Because they don't like Hades and their family. Because Hades is like the black sheep, right? Like he's Zeus's brother, I believe. But all of the other gods live on Olympus, and Hades, chose to live in the underworld and be the overseer of death and everything. And they want to help him get to the nice Mount Olympus place instead of being stuck in the grimy underworld.
And they're all just visiting?
No, actually, that's an interesting point. You actually, you don't actually meet them per se. Like, they can't see you, at least in, like, the game lore. But I think Zagreus can sort of see them. Like, basically, I think the idea is, like, they're, like, sending a message of, like, encouragement and, like, here's, like, a small thing I can send you as a gift, rather than, like, coming down to the underworld to help him.
I see. That's pretty cool.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Sounds
It's a good
pretty
game.
awesome.
It's on the Switch.
Oh, did you see that it's on sale for Halloween? It's $5 off.
No, but we already bought it.
Until the, just for the listener, until the 5th, November 5th, it's, $20 instead of $25.
See, good thing we
I
brought
forgot it's
our
only
Switches.
$25. That's such a good price for this game. It's so great.
Yeah.
That's cool, because we've been thinking about getting that. I keep on telling Ian he should check it out, because he loved both of those other games. 20% off, $19.99. Wow. Ian, we should buy Hades.
What are the other games
He
that
said,
the makers of Hades made?
Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre. Maybe
Ian
more.
played-
Those are...
Bastion is like I feel like is like the most kind of, I could be wrong about this, could just be my perception, but I feel like it's like the most iconic of those three. Like everybody who has played it really likes it, and it's got like a really like high reputation in the gaming world. Like it's really cool. So one of the things that's really cool about Supergiant games, so it's Supergiant, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if what the music is like in this game, but in those other two, in Pyre, but in Transistor and Bastion, one of the things that's really distinctive about them is the music, and that's like on purpose. Like the music sort of was written for the game in conjunction with the game. In Bastion, and they're both like mashups of two genres of music, and they both like the music changes and has like distinct like sort of portions of it that like go along with whatever you're doing in the game. Not just like between rooms, but like if you are like, I don't remember exactly what, but like, if you're battling one type of enemy, maybe there's like a special theme that comes in for that type of enemy that only appears when you're fighting them and stuff like that. Like it's very like intricate, and it's very much like a part of the game experience. And I think it's part of what makes those games like very distinctive and immersive. Like when I first saw the trailer for Hades, not knowing anything about who made it, I was like, this reminds me of both of those other games. I bet it's the same. They're just very distinct.
There's a lot of diegetic music.
Yeah, diegetic music.
Yeah.
What are the...
Yeah, I just sent a video of the really good song from Bastion. That is, it's like actually sung by a character in the game.
Wow, Bastion's on sale for $3.
Okay, so Bastion's
It's like 10
music
years old.
genre is described as electronic rock. That was the first one where they like really... And then Transistor, I think, also was like a mashup of two. Transistor is old world electronic post-rock.
Whoa.
And they're both the
Interesting.
same composer. Transistor's really fun. We played through Transistor.
I have not played Transistor. I also haven't finished Bastion. This is one of my great video game shames.
Wow.
Wow.
Shame on you.
How dare you? How fucking
But I will.
dare you?
Transistor's really fun. I really like the story in Transistor, and like I think another thing I find interesting about both of those games, I haven't obviously played Hades yet, is like while they at like first glance they kind of look like the type of game I would not be into, and honestly I didn't play either of them myself, but I really enjoyed watching them. because it's most of the gameplay is like you're a pretty small part of the screen. There's a lot of enemies around you. You're finding ways to battle those enemies. Those types of games that feel like they're based around like some combination of like strategy and what's the word, reflexes. Like I just I don't tend to be very good at them, and I don't tend to like watching them because they're boring unless you know like what the controls are in a lot of cases. But in this game, they do a really, really good job of weaving story and like world building stuff like into every part of the game, not just like cutscenes or conversations. Like in Transistor, you can be like walking around like in the moments between like when you meet like one group of enemies and another group of enemies, and you can walk up to like this terminal and vote on like something about the city, and it's got this like very like Big Brother-ish aspect to it that is like just they do a good job. They're a good studio. Is my point.
Yeah. Agreed.
Cool.
So
Awesome. Gonna check that out.
these to my wish list.
I'm gonna follow the Kylie path, so I'm gonna play Spiritfarer first. And then that. Or just watch it and play it. So cool. It's me now?
It's you now.
Sweet. I got
Let it rip.
Let it rip.
Oh, I have a text. I wonder if it's from the producer. Oh, no, it's not. It's from Catherine from Warren Democrats.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting so many political texts.
Yeah, you're probably getting way more than I am too, because you're in a swing state. Okay.
Transistor is 80% off on Steam right now.
Oh, get it.
It's also like $3 on Switch as well.
Sick.
It's so worth it. So worth it. Okay.
I mean, a lot of things are worth $3, except Corpse Bride. It's the only one.
Yeah.
Everything but Corpse Bride.
Erin paid back Ben for watching Corpse Bride.
That's good pod, because I think we talked about it on pod.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. Well, because on pod, I was like, convinced you to watch it. I was like, it's worth it. And then it wasn't. So
yeah, you said you would send him the money to rent it, but you didn't until afterwards when it was so not worth the money.
Yep.
And then she sent him a Venmo, and it just said, or whatever, and said, sorry, Corpse Bride was bad. Very good. Good follow up. Okay, my obsession is a podcast that I'm very much enjoying. It's brand new as of...
It's called WayTooBroad.
Its first episode was October 11th.
Oh, I think I know what this is.
Yeah, I bet you do. It's a... I would describe it as an extension of the You're Wrong About universe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if both of you have listened to the obesity epidemic episode of You're Wrong About. And then
I've listened to every episode You're Wrong About. Thank you very much.
Get out of our face, Hannah.
And then at the same time, or maybe...
Sorry, my thing just went out because Chloe was trying to call me. Oh. Continue.
At the same time, or just before that episode came out, Michael Hobbs also wrote an article about obesity that was extremely good for Huffington Post, I believe, that I see people referencing still online all the time. And he did a ton of really good and interesting research into it. And one of the people that I think met him through that, either through the article or through that episode of You're Wrong About, was a person named Aubrey Gordon, who is at Your Fat Friend on Twitter, who is about to put out a book called What We Don't Talk About When We Talk About Fat, I think it's called. And she's like, and up until recently, I think she was kind of writing anonymously online as Your Fat Friend, and she was writing about like, things about being fat your entire life and like what people don't know about it and stuff like that. And so they connected and forged a friendship and have started now a podcast called Maintenance Phase about... here's the description: debunking the junk science behind health fads, wellness scams, and nonsensical nutrition advice. Description by Aubrey Gordon and Michael Hobbs. So it's called Maintenance Phase, and they have like an intro episode and then 2 additional episodes out. The first one's called What's Our Deal? And it's just kind of about what I just talked about, like the origin of the podcast and like why they're qualified to talk about it and what they're going to talk about. And then they did an episode on the president's physical fitness test, which I have to go back and listen to again because some nights I need to listen to a podcast of competent people talking in order to fall asleep. And so I did that with them. So I slept through most of it, but not because it wasn't interesting. And then the next episode, the second episode or the third episode came out this week. It's about fen-phen and Redux. And I found it so fascinating. Also because I am someone who has been prescribed phentermine before, which is one of the medications that made up fen-phen.
What is fen-phen?
Fen-phen was a weight loss drug in the 80s, I think. In the 90s, I'm sorry. Fen-phen and Redux, I'll read you the description of the episode. Fen-phen and Redux were the next miracle drugs in the 90s, claiming to help people lose dramatic amounts of weight in just 3 months. But within a few short years, they'd been pulled from the market. They were just too effective. Just kidding, they killed some people. That's the description. So, like, it's fascinating because in the first episode, Aubrey talks about being someone who has been, like, you know what's interesting about it is, and this was something that really came up in You're Wrong About as well, discrimination towards people who are, like, overweight or obese in the medical field is, like, not a thing of the past at all. And it's still very much happening, and it's really refreshing to hear about it from people who have not only lived through it but also know what they're talking about. Aubrey specifically had an experience where she was seeing one primary care physician who put her on a drug for people with high cholesterol. And she did not have high cholesterol. And when she switched doctors and they did a blood panel on her, her cholesterol was actually like way, way, way lower than it should have been, which is also dangerous in like all the same ways. Like you're at risk for heart attacks and strokes from having low cholesterol as well as high cholesterol. So they took her off of that, and her cholesterol has been fine. But like people just, medical professionals still to this day are just like making these assumptions, and also like doing a lot of the evaluating of like side effect versus being fat for you without giving you the, you know, like if I had, and I'll say this, fen-phen is not the same thing as phentermine on its own. Phentermine like has, like, it's not like it shouldn't be available for anybody at any time. I don't know that to be a fact. Like, they were talking about the actual combination of these 3 drugs together, fen-phen, which is 2 drugs, and Redux together, like, created, like, serious risks to people's, like, hearts specifically. So it was like you were trying to take the drug to lose weight, or being prescribed these drugs to lose weight, or they might have been over the counter at some portion of it might have been over the counter. And then they were ending up with, like, lifelong conditions like heart disease because of taking this medication and stuff. And like it wasn't even through the entire thing, it wasn't even always that like the people who were selling these medications didn't know they sometimes had these side effects, but it was like there was this judgment being made without the contribution of people who were actually being affected, of like, well, but the risk of heart disease is less bad than the risk of continuing to be fat. And like that's just like one of those things where it really betrays the way that people talk about fat, like being fat, like it's exactly equivalent to being unhealthy. And that is like the core danger for like just like it's just like the core problem in the way that people look at, like every time that like your people's weight comes up, like fat, it's always about like not being healthy. And like you can be fat and be unhealthy. You can also be fat and be doing everything you can to be healthy. And like there's no like you can't just look at someone. You can also
be not fat and be unhealthy.
Yes. Oh, another statistic,
it happens all the time.
Yeah, and they talk about that a lot too, which I greatly appreciate. Like it's like the things that people talk about as risk factors for people who are overweight or obese, it's like 1/3 of people who are obese don't have any of those conditions, like high blood pressure or high cholesterol, like that kind of thing. And something like something very close to that, like a quarter of people who are not overweight do have those conditions. Like it's like there is no direct correlation between those two things. And like it's just not a way to progress. And it's also like, the other thing that was a big takeaway for me from the obesity epidemic episode, and that they also talk about on this show, is that like, it's almost impossible to lose weight and keep it off. So like, unless we can reframe the conversation to how do I be healthy at the size that I'm at, and how do I live a healthy lifestyle? And unless people can like internalize that, like, we'll never get anywhere. like it's just like things are just going to stay like as shitty as they are, or get worse for people who are overweight, unless like society can start to realize that like you can do both, and you need to, like, in order to be like a healthy and mentally healthy person. So I just think they're doing a really great job, and I would just highly recommend listening to every episode that they put out, because they're great.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I heard about it last night. I was listening to some podcast while I was playing Hollow Knight. It was a really lovely time, and I was catching up on You're Wrong About. Because I've listened to almost every episode, okay? I'm a little bit behind, but I was learning about. And I love the way Michael Hobbs says maintenance. Maintenance phase. Like, I say maintenance. Like, that's a 2-syllable word for me. But he says maintenance, which is probably absolutely correct. But I do love it. I say
maintenance. I think I say 3 syllables, but the second one is
maintenance.
Maintenance.
In the South.
2.5. I say 2.5.
Yeah.
I say 1.5 if possible. Getting it down to 1 would be better. Maintenance. If the rest were kind of swallowed, that would be ideal.
Maintenance.
So, yeah, listen to it. It's really, really, really good. Really well researched, like everything that he does. And she's also a delight. They have great chemistry. Like, I have nothing bad to say about it. It's a wonderful podcast.
Lovely.
Maintenance phase.
Again. Maintenance phase.
Maintenance phase. This is like February.
Let's see what the internet lady says.
I heard someone in the wild say February as February. It made me so happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
February.
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 Oh my gosh.
I always forget about the That's in February.
Wow, our driveway looks so nice. Thanks, Molly.
Okay, cool. Homework. Erin, what's your homework?
Hello. 2 things for you. Number 1, listen to episode 92, Open Forever, No Pressure, to hear Ben talk about Hollow Knight. Then buy Hollow Knight and play it. It's so fun. Number 2, listen to episode 112 called The Painter Paints Songs, and listen to me talk about ZFG. In this one, Erin is obsessed with the 9-hour YouTube video. Same this week. Max Randomizer. It's so funny. It's so fun.
Is it a different randomizer run?
It's a different randomizer run, and this time, so the randomizer keeps evolving over time as the developers are working on it. And so normally, entrance randomizer, it's like a dungeon for a dungeon, a grotto for a grotto, right? Like like those are all just mixed up. But in this one, it's like completely random. So you can enter a grotto and you could go into the water temple.
Holy shit.
Stuff like that. So like all of the entrances are completely randomized. So that makes it extra fun and hard. So it's great. I just have been having a great time. Molly would like to add, I'm adding on her behalf, check out the RYOBI gas pack leaf blower. They're fun and effective, if not just a touch loud. I don't have any other homework. Check out my Lesbian Lending Library, lesbianlendinglibrary.com. And that's it. Goodbye. I'm going to sign off now.
Okay, bye. Ben, what's your homework? Did she leave?
Good bit.
Okay. Thank you.
My homework is to get Hades and play it, and also Bastion and Transistor. That's homework for myself and for you.
Okay. I added them all to my wish list.
Cool.
Your social media?
Oh, whatever. It's, the usual.
Know what it is.
The usual. Okay.
Nicely Proofed Ben, Disco Greg. That's Twitter and Twitch, respectively.
Very clear.
There you go. That's it.
Cool.
That's good.
My homework is listen to Maintenance Phase wherever you listen to podcasts. Great time to get in on the ground floor of a brand new podcast. It's going to be a big hit. It's going to change the world. I love those two fricks. And my Twitter is Anthropology. That's also my Instagram. The podcast, you can... Oh, did we check for messages and emails and stuff?
Oh, no. Sure didn't.
Let's check on that. Let's check on that.
Wow, what are we doing?
What are we doing here? What's even the point? Okay, we're good. I don't see nothing.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't see anything new. Okay, great.
Okay. Business Princey Melba Toast. Okay. So, then, if you want to send us a message for next week, leave us a voicemail or text us, you can do that at our phone number. It's 774-326-0420.
Blaze it.
Blaze it.
Don't dial Blaze it, but you can text us Blaze it at that number.
Yeah, you certainly can. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do that at WayTooBroadPod. You can follow us on Instagram at WayTooBroad. You can also email us at WayTooBroad@gmail.com. And if you missed any of that contact stuff, or you're looking for any of the things I said there would be links for, you can find all of that at WayTooBroad.com for anything you want. If you're looking for links for particular episodes, go to the episodes tab. I don't think I usually say that. And earnben.com for anything you need. Visit maxfun.org for some nice, sweet content. And don't forget to leave us a review if you haven't yet. We love that. And the podcast candle. Oh, I didn't tell you what fragrance my podcast candle is. It's
Yeah, what do you got?
I got white balsam and vanilla. Which is...
Ooh, that sounds nice.
It is nice. You know, it is mostly vanilla, but it is cut a little bit by the balsam, and it's because the vanilla is such a strong fragrance, it really, spreads. It's got a nice throw, as they would say in the candle industry.
I like that.
That's real. It says that on all of the reviews on the Bath & Body Works site. Everyone.
Really?
Yeah, I was really surprised. I was like, oh, look, it's a candle nerd. And then there were all of them were candle nerds. So it's like...
I guess if you're bothering to review a candle...
Yeah.
You are already kind of a candle nerd.
Yeah.
Fucking candle nerds.
You're calling them candle nerds for remarking on the throw when you yourself did just remark on the throw.
I know, well, it's a good word for it. It's got good throw.
That's a good... Today I learned.
Yeah. So the podcast candle with the great throw is now... extinguished.
Mine too.
Cover that.
Smoky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you passed your probation, probably.
I did. Hey. Well, we'll see if that blowout, but...
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.